Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Lily, and I am so happy that you are here with me. In today's video, I am going to be working on a design team project with Ibette from Tu Casa de Papel. As many of you may know, I am part of her design team, and it makes me so happy to be able to work with all of her amazing digital printable kits. I am going to link her YouTube channel down below, and I'm also going to link her Etsy shop, so that you can go over, take a look at the array of amazing digital kits that she has to offer. And then right here on the screen, I am going to give you a discount code that you can use at checkout, so that if you do make a purchase of any of her digital kits or all of her digital kits, you can use this discount code for a savings at checkout. So yes, so don't just hop on over, just go take a look. She's got beautiful, beautiful things to offer, more than just digital kits. But the discount code only applies to her digitals. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Okay, let me show you the digital kit that I am going to be using in today's project. This one is called Amorcito Corazon, and I have worked with this one in the past. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is perfect for Valentine's, for the month of February. I mean, not only for Valentine's, it's great to use all year long, but it is perfect for Valentine's Day. And as soon as I turn the camera over, I'm going to flip through all of the pages so that you can see how beautiful this digital kit is. And then let me show you the project that we are going to be working on today. We are going to be making my signature little house envelope pockets, aka casitas. And aren't they gorgeous? I made a whole bunch off camera. In fact, I made like a dozen of them. So let me just show you some of them, because I need like 2 extra hands to hold the 12 that I've made. But look at how cute they look all together. Oh my gosh, all of this color. These digital kits are so full of vibrant color. So if you guys love color, you are going to love working with these. And you know how much I love working with color. Okay, so I have been making these for a while now, and I love using the digital kits to embellish these that were made from a plain junk mail envelope, or also just a plain white number 10 envelope. And I'm going to show you all of the steps from beginning to end, how we take the envelope and create a little house pocket, See, here's the pocket. And then I'm also going to make something to tuck into that pocket, so that'll be fun to watch too. But I'm also going to show you what I use to create like little doors and also little windows, and then how I take different trims and add it to the roof line. And then also I'm going to show you how I created this cute little sentiment by using rubber stamps, actually acrylic stamps, and then some gold embossing powder. But all of those details I am going to share with you in this video from beginning to end. So if you are able to gather all of your supplies, if you already have a digital kit, then grab that, because we are going to work with a digital kit. Gather some envelopes. It could be junk mail envelopes or a plain number 10 envelope, and just little scrappy bits of paper and trim, things like that that you have around your craft table, and let's get to work. If you don't have any of those supplies at the ready, no worries. Watch my video and watch how I create this, then gather your supplies, watch my video again, and then create your own beautiful little casitas. Okay, are you guys ready to get started? Because I can't wait to show you. So let's go. By the way, I didn't mention it in the beginning, but this is my interpretation of a Valentine's little house envelope pocket. A casita full of love. Una casita llena de amor. A little house filled with love. So yes, I did have a request for Valentine's Day little house envelope pockets. And so this is what I have created. And I hope you enjoy it, because I do not tire of making these. I now have over a dozen videos of me showing you how I make my signature little house envelope pockets, and I don't get tired of making these. And I will continue to make them, and your requests keep coming in. So if you have an idea or you would like to see me create a certain theme for a little house, please let me know and I will get to work on it. And I knew I wanted to work on February Valentine's love themed little house envelope pockets. And so the timing was absolutely perfect. So these I am going to call Casitas de Amor. Love little houses, love little house envelope pockets. So, and I'm showing you all the ones that I made off camera, and there should be a dozen or so of these. And I also use, so I'm primarily focused on using the one digital kit, which is Amorcito Corazon. Amorcito Corazon translates to love heart. So that is the digital kit that I'm using for the little house envelope pockets that I am going to make today. But I also had leftovers from the Amor Eterno digital kit. And so I used all of those leftover scraps and offcuts to kind of fill in the gaps with these. This one right here is my favorite, my absolute favorite. And I love the way I added the digital, those beautiful graphics on the inside of the couples, of the beautiful ladies. And it's like a nice little surprise in the pocket. And then notice how the back has been left sort of blank. And that's because I like to use these as floating pockets in my junk journals. This way they can also be used for extra journaling. By the way, these are also great for using in lieu of traditional greeting cards. So if you would like to gift a Valentine card, this is perfect for that. And then in the pocket, you can fit a nice sentiment or even a chocolate bar. Yes. So tons of great uses for these little houses. Okay, so this is the digital kit I am working with today, Amorcito Corazon. And I just love all of these graphics. I love the embroidery look of these beautiful red roses. And then all of the other elements and designs that Ibette incorporates into her digital work. I think she does a fantastic job in curating these kits, and I just love working with them. A lot of great designs. But these also make great junk journal pages, and you've seen that in my design team projects when I've made junk journals, because there is a ton of great space to use for journaling, for writing, and for adding your photographs. So I've already set aside the page that I am going to work on or work with for the very first little house envelope pocket. I am going to make 2 of them today. And the reason is I'm going to work with 2 different types of envelopes. I grabbed a junk mail envelope, and it actually came inside the junk mail. And it's this Farmer's Insurance envelope. And then I also grabbed a brand new number 10 size envelope. The junk mail envelope is just a tiny bit smaller. So I'm going to show you how I work on both of them. And then I made little doors by running little scraps of paper through this embossing folder. Beautiful embossing folder. It is by Sizzix. I don't know, I don't have the name off the top of my head. I will do a little bit of research, and if I find it, I will have it in the description area below. So I have trimmed down some strips of cardstock, and I'll go over the size in just a moment. And then I'm just showing you all of the different little bits and pieces that I am going to use to put this together. I love this rosette trim, and I'm actually going to just cut individual rosettes, and this is what is going to be my, in quotation marks, chimney on the rooftop. So it doesn't have to be an actual chimney. You can use whatever you like. And for these, I am going to use these large rosettes. This is my little box of hearts, and these are hearts that I have die cut and also punched out from leftover scraps of paper and also from packaging and corrugated cardboard. No scrap goes to waste. Every single little bit of scrap paper has potential, and if I can't think of anything to do with it, I will die cut it into different shapes. I also have little containers with circles, squares, and stars, but I use the hearts more than anything. Okay, what else am I working on? I'm showing you the little hearts that I've already selected, and you can see how this is packaging. It may have come from a tissue box or food packaging or clothing packaging. Also, I like to save the backs of paper pads, and I punch those out too. If I don't use them for covers for junk journals, I also use them to punch out hearts or different shapes. And then the other thing that I did is I took a lot of these little hearts and I splattered them with some gold shine. And I'll go over that in just a moment. So I have a brand new item. This is called Lunar Paste by Simon Hurley. And I love Simon Hurley. He is so talented. I love his style of card making. And I like all of the things that, I like his brand and all of his product. So I had to get that gold lunar paste because I just, it's gold. Oh, by the way, I also found, and I think I mentioned this in the previous video, but I found some ink that comes so close to the Heidi Swapp Gold Shine. And this is called Dr. P.H. Martin's, I think is what it is. I will have it linked down below. And it's also, I've added it to my Amazon storefront, and I have an Amazon affiliate link down below if you want to go visit that. This stuff is amazing. And many of you know how much I just love the Heidi Swapp Gold Shine, but I am just about out of it. And so I'm doing a side-by-side comparison. I took the Heidi Swapp Gold Shine and splattered on black cardstock, and then I took the Dr. Martin's ink and splattered it, and oh my gosh, they're so comparable. So I am so happy because I have been on the hunt for some more Heidi Swapp Gold Shine, but it's out of manufacturing, and so I haven't had any luck. So I've been looking for a substitute, and I think I found it, so I'm super happy. Okay, let's get ready to turn these envelopes into little house pockets. The very first thing I did is I sealed the flap, and now I am going to cut a sliver on the end. See the sliver? It is just to create an opening on the envelope, and this makes it for a very long pocket. And this is how we start with our envelope. When you get your junk mail is already sealed, but remember to open it by just cutting a little sliver on the right-hand side of your envelope, and then you are ready to go. So now I am going to fold it over, and I don't measure, but you could see here from my mat that it's about 2.5 inches, which I am folding over. And so I am just eyeballing it. You could use precise measurements, especially if you know what size tag or journaling card or even chocolate bar that you are going to place into the pocket, so you can make the fold accordingly. So now I am going to cut open on the sides, and I am going to mark where the fold is. And then I'm also going to mark 1/2 inch past that fold because I am going to cut the slits on the side 1/2 inch past that fold line. I've never marked it before. I've always eyeballed it, but I also want to show you that if you would like to make sure your cuts are even on both sides, just measure about 1/2 inch past the fold line. And again, I'm using my grid mat to line up those measurements. So now with my scissors, I am going to cut those slits, and I am going to stop at that pencil mark, which is 1/2 inch past the fold line. And I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. And this is what is going to create the pocket for our little house. Now I'm very carefully going to tug to the left and fold it down. Notice how it stops at those slits on the side. Right where we stop the cut, that is where the paper will just automatically stop. And then I press it down and I fold it. And now I'm going to cut the excess. And I'm not cutting the excess to the top of the pocket. I'm going to leave that 1/2 inch flap there. And that is to make the pocket just a little bit sturdier. That is why. In other little house pockets that I've made, I've cut all the way to the top. So either way works, because I'm going to reinforce it anyway with the digital kit paper and also with washi tape. And I'm going to do the same thing with the second envelope. And again, I'm going to measure 1/2 inch past the fold line. And I've always wanted to measure just because I have had questions. So I thought I would show you. I've been making these. Wow. This will be my 2nd year making my little house pockets. And if you would like to know how I came about creating these little house pockets, I do have my very first video. It is on the homepage of my YouTube channel. I'm going to link it up above. So you'll see the little card notification up above, and it'll also be in the description area below. So if you would like to see how it all started, you can also go to my homepage on my YouTube channel, and you will see a playlist of my most popular videos, and there you will see there's two different, there's one that's popular because it's Christmas, and then there's the whimsical one, Whimsical Little Houses, which was the very first little house envelope pocket video that I made. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're going on 2 years. And yep, and it's going strong, you guys. You have received these with open arms, and I'm so glad you like making these with me. And you send me messages and you let me know, and you send me pictures too. If you want to share what you have made, you can find me on Instagram. My handle will be in the description area below. I go by Made by Rockalily on Instagram. So you can send me your pictures through Instagram if you want to share with me the little house pockets that you've made. And for everyone else that has shared your little houses with me, thank you so much. I love what you have created. Okay, I just showed you that I am going to cut down the paper to the width of the envelope, and this envelope is about 4 1/8 wide. But I am going to now line that inside flap. So I am going to trim that one down to about 4 1/16 of an inch because I need it to fit into the pocket. So it's just a sliver, 1/8 of an inch smaller, so it can fit in the pocket. That is it. Just a little bit. And you'll see. I will give you a visual in just a moment. So I am just measuring. So remember, measure twice, cut once. Take it from me because I have made many cutting errors. So measure twice and cut once. Now I am going to trim the bottom half of that paper because I am not going to line the entirety of the pocket. There is no need to do that. Now, if there were a window and this were a junk mail envelope with a window, then yes, I would line the inside of the pocket. But where this is a solid front, I am only going to insert that paper maybe an inch into the pocket, and then I'm going to glue it down. And that is the reason why I trimmed it down to 4 1/16 of an inch, because the actual width of the envelope is 4 1/8. Measure your envelope, because if you are using junk mail envelopes, they are all different. Even number 10 envelopes may vary by 1/8 or 1/16 of an inch. They do. So there is my pocket, and look at the beautiful couple. I love, this is my favorite design from the entire kit. I mean, I love the entire kit, but this one right here, yeah. There's always a favorite, you guys, always. Now, I didn't trim the excess because I like folding it over. It just makes it for a sturdier envelope. These envelopes I purchased at Dollar Tree, and most envelopes are very thin anyway. And so by folding it over, it just kind of reinforces that edge a little bit. I'm going to fold along the creases and the folds I've already made so I don't lose it. I want to make sure that I keep those fold lines, because once I start layering and adding more of the papers to the envelope, I will lose where that fold line is, and I don't want to do that. Okay, now this paper, I've already trimmed it down to the exact width of the envelope. And now I am just going to glue it. And notice how it is longer than the envelope, but I'm going to fold it to the back. It'll look nice. This is completely optional. And if you've watched my other videos, sometimes I fold over and sometimes I cut to the edge. I make them different each and every time. It evolves. And I know that once you start working on these, you're going to have your own ideas and you're going to have your own shortcuts and you're going to come up with your own designs and with your own ideas, which will work best for you. Okay, we all have our own techniques and our own method of doing things, and that is okay. There is no right or wrong. We're working with paper, we're working with envelopes, and we're just decorating our little houses. So now I'm taking some of the little offcuts, the little scraps, and I am just collaging on the roof. And I'm just going to fold it over. I thought about adding a piece of scrap paper to the exact edge, but when it comes to the roof, I do like to fold over. And just piecing it together just to cover up some of the white on the envelope. This one I didn't fold over. So see, it evolves, it changes. It's different each and every time. But it always turns out fantastic. I love every single little house pocket that I have made. And I still have a list of all of the other ideas for little house envelope pockets that I want to create. So many ideas, not enough hours in the day. So the edges where we cut, sometimes there might be a little slit and it may tear. So what I did is I used washi tape to wrap around those edges so that it does not tear when you are placing items into the pocket. And these beautiful washi tapes are by Amity Bloom. They are such beautiful, beautiful floral designs. I actually got very lucky that I was able to purchase them because her washi tapes sell out so fast. But she did mention just recently that she is going to be having a new release. So I can't wait for the new ones because I have been using a lot more washi tape in my projects. It is the one thing that I am making sure that I use, because I used to hoard the washi tape, you guys, because it was just so pretty. But it looks even prettier on my projects. I'm adding just a little bit of glue on those edges because I want to make sure that it stays put and that the edges there don't curl up. So I'm just reinforcing it with a little bit of adhesive. If you are interested in seeing all of the tools that I use, for example, the glues, the adhesives, that washi tape ring that I have, and just the supplies outside of the digital kit, I do have an Amazon affiliate link down below. You can click on that, and that will take you to my Amazon storefront. I do earn a small commission if you make a purchase through my Amazon storefront. which does not affect you in any way. But I thank you in advance if you do make a purchase, because that actually helps me with my crafting. I'm able to provide you with the free content, and I want to keep it that way. I want to keep my YouTube channel free for you. But what does help me is your purchases on my Amazon storefront. And so I can keep buying supplies so I can keep making things. So notice how I am measuring the second envelope. And this one is actually, I think it was, I'll have to look again because I don't remember. But it's a lot smaller, not a lot. It's a little bit smaller than the other envelope. And that is why I am measuring. And I'm using this beautiful paper. I love the look of the embroidery. And so I want that to be on the facade of the envelope. So I just measured it to the width of the envelope. And I believe this one I actually cut to the exact length of the envelope as well. And you'll see how I just trimmed the bottom in just a moment. And now I will measure. I want her to be on the inside flap. And so I will cut her image down to the exact size and about 1/16 of an inch smaller than the width of the envelope. I'm also trying to get her centered to the inside, but if she's not completely centered, that is okay. So it looks like I trimmed her down. I'm trimming her down to, she may be 3 3/4 of an inch. I just want to make sure that she is going to fit on the inside pocket. And again, I'm only inserting her, or that piece of paper, about an inch into the pocket. So I will trim part of that right there. And then I'll use that for something else. And there you go. She fits perfectly into the pocket. And I am going to line up the paper to the very top edge. So see how sometimes I will keep it long and just fold it over, and other times I just glue to the very edge. I've used different adhesives when I work with the little house pockets. I do love working with this art glitter glue. You only need a thin bead of it. It dries super fast, and it is one of my favorite adhesives. I have different adhesives for different uses. And so this one I like using on paper. And I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac, and I'm also going to use the Ultimate Glue for different things. And now just lining it up. The way I line up the paper to make sure that it lays as even as possible is I start with one corner and I hold that one corner down, and then I adjust from there and then smooth it out the length of the paper. And then I just trimmed the bottom of it. And now I will crease that fold because I don't want to lose it. I will be covering the back of the envelope. You noticed how there is print on the other side. And so if it were blank, I would do minimal covering on that back. And I'm not going to cover the entire back, and you'll see in just a moment. So this is the one where I was going to use it up to the edge, but then I realized that on the roof line, I like to fold over the paper. And this one is the exact same size. It's just for a cleaner edge on that top fold. That is the only reason why I like to fold it over. I want a clean edge over the roof. I will save that teal colored scrap for something else. I can't remember if I use it for the back of this envelope. So you'll see how it's longer, and I will be folding it over. So using up all of the little scraps, if and when I have more scraps left over, I save all of those and I make little clusters. The little clusters that I use to staple on the edges of the my pages in the junk journals. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, the video that I posted just recently, the flip through video with the beautiful, beautiful, it's the Valentine junk journal flip through. I use a lot of those scrappy clusters on the edges of the pages, and I create those, and I show you in that video how I do those. I snuck it in there in the video towards the end. But I show you how I use up all of the little scraps of paper, especially narrow ones like this one that I just cut off. I don't throw those away, you guys. I take 3 or 4 of those, staple them together, add a heart, and ta-da! It becomes a little cluster. And I can use it as a tab, or I can use it as a tuck spot, all kinds of different uses. So watch that video. I will link it down below so that you can go and see it. I'll also link it up above too. And that's it. I am not going to cover. I'm okay with leaving some white space on the back of that pocket. When you are working on your own, remember, you can embellish as much as you like on the front, on the back, whatever you like. I am a maximalist. I am. And so I love lots of stuff. There is no minimalism here. But the back I use for journaling, and that's the only reason why I don't finish it off. But the front, you're going to see, well, you've seen the fronts. They are full of embellishments, all the embellishments. And I have to stop myself because I want to keep going because of my maximalism. I love all the things. Beautiful wide washi tape. Oh, these washi tapes are just so gorgeous. And I have other washi tapes too that I also use. And I've received some as gifts. I use all the washi tapes, you guys. No washi tape is going to waste anymore because I have a shorts video that has kind of gone a little bit viral. It was such a whack video. Like, I just recorded, I was struggling with washi tape and I was trying to peel it and it was breaking off and I was getting so frustrated. And so I recorded it. It's, I don't know, maybe a 30-second video in my shorts videos. And so I recorded it, you know, showing you my frustration as I'm trying to peel the washi tape and it's just breaking off and I can't get it to separate or peel. And that video has gone a little bit viral. It is my number 2 most watched video, a 30-second washi tape video. Can you believe that? If you haven't seen it, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my YouTube homepage because there are playlists there. And there is a shorts playlist. And I think it's even on my popular. I don't remember. But anyway, look it up. Washi tape shorts video. And it's my 30-second video of washi tape fail. Oh, I'm getting sidetracked here. I'm using, excuse me, I am using this beautiful rose embossed design Sizzix folder. Oh my gosh, it is so pretty. And I'm just taking those little scrappy bits of paper that measure, and I know I skipped through that part, but they measure about 2.5 by 1.5 inches. Run it through the embossing with the embossing folder. And now I'm going to use Simon Hurley's gold lunar paste. I think this one's called slippery when wet, I think. But I also have it in my Amazon storefront. It is an amazing product. I'm using it here as I normally use wax, but I wanted to see how this compared to the wax, and it is just beautiful. Look at that shine. Oh, and it's also dimensional, so I can use it here to highlight the embossed image, but I can also use it through stencils, and it'll give some dimension. It is a paste, and so it can be used as a dimensional element too in your products through a stencil or even with a putty knife. Oh, yeah, but this is all I've used it for, and I just love it. And it comes in all kinds of other colors. I did buy 3 colors, so I got this one, the gold one, I got a teal one, and I think I got a third one. I believe it's a fuchsia color, but he's got all kinds of different colors. So, but I wanted to start out with 3 because I wanted to give them a chance and try them out. And yes, I love them. So don't be surprised if I end up getting all of the other colors. But this one, of course, the gold, is my favorite. So look at how beautiful those little doors came out. And for doors, I've also used tags, and sometimes I'll just cut triangles. And I'm gluing it down. And this is where it's fun. So you can use your imagination and look around at different shapes, because it's, excuse me, we're using this as, these are like building blocks. And so you can take all the different shapes of your scrappy bits and play with them to create doors and windows and chimneys. So now I'm going to grab my little hearts, and I'm going to use these hearts and create a window. I've also used these hearts as chimneys up at the top, but today we're going to make windows. And I've not quite selected yet which ones I'm going to use. I set these aside as candidates for the windows, but I think I'm going to stick with the white ones. But they're too plain, and so I am going to splatter them with the new gold ink. And I'm no longer using that yellow towel to catch all of my sprays and my inks. I'm now using this canvas because it's going to get nice and inky and beautiful. And I plan on using this canvas to make a junk journal cover in the future. And I don't know why I didn't think about this before, but it was an idea inspired by the turquoise iris, and she is an amazing painter, an amazing artist. So she does this, and so I saw her do it, and then of course I borrowed her idea. And so she makes beautiful canvases out of it. I'm going to make a junk journal cover. So to dry the ink, it only took 2 minutes to dry with my heat tool. 2 minutes. And I know that because that's what I edited out of the video. I didn't want you watching me for 2 minutes dry the ink. But look at how beautiful those splatters are. And I know I was generous with the splatters, but I just love the gold shine. I really do. This is a cute little vintage trinket box or jewelry box that I picked up at a thrift store a few years ago. And it holds all of my little mini flowers. And these are store-bought flowers. And also when I die cut flowers, little tiny ones, I also throw them in here. And I thought it would be cute for me to grab some of these little flowers and embellish the doors and around the window to create like a faux little garden. And on the door, it'll look as, like flowers growing up on a trellis. So that's why I say, use your imagination. These are so that you could just go crazy with embellishments and create beautiful, whimsical little Valentine houses. So, so cute. In hindsight, I should have opened that little package there. that's down at the bottom of this screen. I don't know why I didn't open it. The colors would have coordinated so well. And those little flowers I picked up at the Hobby Lobby. They are by Paper Studio. But I think it's because I already had some that were loose in the box. I thought I would use those up too. And some of them were white and I inked up with my sprays. And I'm just going to haphazardly place them around the door. And the art glitter glue will hold them in place just fine. This is when it starts taking shape and you can kind of see how the little house is turning out and looking so beautiful. Wait till we start adding the little trim on the roof edge or on the eaves. And then once I add the rosette trim as the chimney, you'll see how it all just comes together and it starts taking shape. Absolutely gorgeous, just like the one on the right-hand side. Take your time when you make these. Enjoy the process. I spent an entire morning making the 12 little houses, and I just had so much fun. I took my time, so I like playing with paper. This is a Kelly Creates stamp set, and I've had this one for several years, and these are Spanish sentiment stamps. I have about 3 or 4 sets from Kelly Creates, and I was just so lucky to come across these. And so I selected the one that reads Amor. Amor means love. And I grabbed my Versamark ink. I am going to stamp 3 of these, just in case I make a mistake with one. So I'm going to make 3. I keep my gold embossing powder in this little acrylic drawer. In fact, I believe it is an acrylic drawer, and it has 6 different drawers, and I hold 6 different colors of embossing powders. And I have been doing this for years, and my embossing powder has not gone bad. And when I say years, I mean years. Maybe 8 years, 10 years, a long time. And I used to keep them in like Tupperware containers, but the acrylic drawer system works perfect for me. So I grabbed a tiny little brush to brush away the excess of the embossing powder. I'm just going around the edges and just brushing it back into the container before I give it a go with my heat gun. I've had this heat gun for a really, really long time. It's an old Stampin' Up! Heat gun, and like a long time, like 20 years. Maybe? Yeah, I want to say yes, possibly 20 years. I'm going to distress the edges of these little sentiment cards. A very light distressing. This is one of my favorite ink colors. It is Antique Linen by Tim Holtz. It is a distress ink, and I like it because it is not too dark, and so it doesn't leave a harsh brown. It's a very subtle, and just like the title says, antique linen. It just gives it a little antique look. So, so beautiful. I love using all of the gold embellishments. I will use gold every chance I can. Gold splatters, gold embossing powder, gold wax, gold paste, all the gold. I just love it. It adds such a nice detail to the projects. I'm sure that you have something that you love working with that you use in all of your products or your projects, and that's what makes it unique to you. So if someone were to see your product, your project, they would know that you made it because there's something about it that identifies, that relates to you, your personality, your way of creating. And I think that the gold on everything may be like my little identifying mark. I don't know. That's how I see it. Okay, so I grabbed a couple, a strip of this beautiful trim, and I just cut it to the width of the eave. We're going to call it an eave. And I stitched it across. I usually glue it. I've glued it in the past, but for these, I thought I would, just run it through the sewing machine. It was a little bit tricky, but I held it still, and I just wanted that extra detail of the zigzag stitch, and it turned out so beautiful. For the inside of the pocket, I took some mixed media card, and I used a Stamping Bella stamp. It is a beautiful stamp. I'm making sure that it is going to fit into the pocket. And this Stamping Bella stamp is so beautiful. It is Jar of Hearts, I believe is what it's called. But I also have it in my Amazon storefront. If you want to go take a look, I have a little section of all the Stamping Bella stamps that I have purchased. And the Stamping Bella stamps are some of my favorite stamps. So this one is perfect. And so that the journaling card doesn't fall in the pocket, too deep into the pocket, I stapled the heart so it's easy to pull out of the pocket. So I created like a little tab for it. So earlier I said, fold your roof according to the size of journaling card or tag that you are going to place. I did it backwards, so I got lucky that it fit. I almost forgot that I need to add the doorknob to the doors. In fact, I did forget, so then I had to go back and record me adding the little doorknob. So I squeezed it in the video. And for this, I am using the Ultimate Glue because it is perfect for gluing down plastic, glass, and metal. It grabs a hold and it dries clear. And so it is perfect for these acrylic or plastic little embellishments. Did you see my cute little holder? I also picked up this beautiful glass container at a thrift store, and this is what houses all of my little gems, all of my little bling. And there's all kinds of different shapes and colors in there. It's all in the details, you guys. It's all in the details. Oh, look at how beautiful. I could keep going with the embellishments, but I think we're going to call it good. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't leave. I'm going to turn the camera over and say goodbye, okay? Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching my process. I sure hope that you were able to play along and create one of your own little house casita envelopes. If not, like I mentioned at the very beginning, gather your supplies and then let's play this video over again. You guys are awesome. Because of you, I have been able to grow my presence here on YouTube, and for that, I am so grateful. Thank you so much for helping my YouTube channel grow. Because you like, because you subscribe, and because you share my video, we are growing so fast, and I am so happy to continue doing this and providing more than anything free content for you. That's really important for me. And so if you shall continue to like, share, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel, because I am here to provide you the best free content, the best quality content at no cost to you, because it's just what I love to do and I love sharing, you guys. So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for being here. And that's it. I'm done for today, but don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And I will see you next time. Bye.